Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. I'm Sasha, the executive assistant to the CEO at HireUA, and today we're excited to share another success story. We had the pleasure of helping talented professionals secure remote jobs, and today we are speaking with one of them to hear about their story. So, Katerina, thanks for joining us. Could you start by introducing yourself and telling our audience a little bit about background and the role you landed?
Hey all, I am Katarina. I'm based in Serbia and I've been working for different email marketing agencies in different email marketing fields for the past 5 years. And 2 or 3 months ago, I met people from Hire UA and they helped me find another role for myself.
So, tell me about your situation before you landed this job.
Before I landed this job, I started working for a US-based marketing agency, and I've been working there for the past 4 months. And then I wanted to take another role that would be something that's part-time or like 4 to 5 hours per day, because
Mhm.
I definitely needed some additional income. And then also I was working only for B2B clients and I didn't want my expertise in e-commerce and B2C field to just disappear that way because I'm not working in those fields. And Harry really helped me with that and probably helped me to find the best employer I ever had.
Really? So tell me
Yeah.
more about your employer. Why it's so great?
Well, basically, this is a small agency, and my employer is a really young guy who is very proactive and very efficient and organized person. So when I met him, we had a couple of interviews, and I had a task to work on, but that was really simple, and the communication wasn't like something that you would expect when you are looking for a job. He is serious and we were both serious and very committed to this, but then also it was more open. And usually throughout the hiring process, employers are often more likely to tell the story about their agencies and their companies like it's a paradise and everybody is like family. And I think everyone is experiencing that these days. But then when you land the job and when you start working, you see that the culture is very much different. While with my employer, it was pretty open. Yeah, clients sometimes will be difficult, and then you will have to stay a couple of hours one day, but then you will not have to do it tomorrow. He was very open with me on that questions. Like he clearly told me what he expects from me and asked me if I am willing to do that without him just telling me, yeah, everything will be good. And then when I start, I will get disappointed. So that was very nice from him. And then also the way he organized things in his agency and people who are working for him, who are actually a team of people who are all using their brains. That's something very amazing. And then also I've never met an employer who is so open for things that could be improved. So basically we have monthly calls and every time he's asking like, is there anything that I can get you to help you to improve your work-life balance and then also to improve the processes here. So basically that's not something that you often see. And this is what happened to me with Hire UA. So,
Definitely, it's super nice. It sounds like a perfect job.
yeah.
So, this job is like a part-time for you, right? How many
Yes.
hours do you work a week?
We have an agreement to work like 25 hours per week. Now, definitely, it will happen when we have reporting weeks. Then I work every day about like 8 to 10 hours. But then when we don't have reporting weeks and when we finalize all the content plans, then I have a week where I will literally recover and work like for 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours per day. So that is how much I work. But then also he came to me openly and asked me, are you available to work more? Like if you don't want to work like this, you can get like 6 to 7 hours per day if you think we could benefit from that. So basically he's open for discussion around that. So it's a really cool thing to see.
Great. Tell me more about your position. Like what are you?
Uh, I am account manager for the clients. We are doing only email marketing. And basically, what I am doing is I create the content plans and the strategies for the clients. I communicate with the clients, review the copy, review the designs, then send all those things to clients for approvals. Then also, what is really good is that I have the freedom to update anything that I want by myself. I don't have to ask designers to do that instead of me. uh, and I think that would be it. So basically, I am like the lead strategist, and I have colleagues who are working on making my ideas come true with me.
Wow. So it's you can say that this is flexible, right? For
Yeah,
you.
it's pretty flexible, and the working hours are usually I would have to be present during the morning and then later in the day when we are finalizing, just to catch up with the clients' emails and messages that I get. But throughout the day, I don't have to be constantly there. Then also, if I want to work like 2 or 3 hours today and leave something for the weekend, I am free to do that. Nobody will chase me or anything as long as we are following all the deadlines that we have, and while the tasks are rolling, everything is okay. You don't have to be tied to your chair. For example, yesterday I worked from the beach.
Wow, amazing. Like I think everyone is dreaming about this kind of jobs that you can be
Yeah,
like,
it's really nice.
yeah, it's nice when you speak about deadlines, not about like working hours a day, because sometimes you're finishing earlier and you just need to sit and
Yeah.
wait until the hour is done. Okay, tell me more about something unexpected maybe that came from landing this job.
um, the amount of people that I met in the first month, it
Wow.
was like, wow, so many clients that I was like frightened. And then also when I discovered my focus time is 4 a.m. So it's basically I was doing the reports, and you need at least an hour in Excel for each report, and then there was like 15, 16, I don't even remember how many. And I was like, I cannot focus, I cannot focus. I woke up at 4 a.m. and started working. So that was really insane. And then basically that I didn't expect it to be that good, to be honest.
So
I
it show you something good about yourself. You found something new about yourself.
Yeah, it was like very surprising because I didn't really look for this job. I was just open to receiving any offers that I can get, because at that point, I think something really strange happened at the email marketing uh, in the email marketing industry, and everybody was looking for specialists, account managers. And I was receiving a lot of offers. I was attending interviews just because I was curious. It wasn't like I must find a job. I was just curious. And then I heard for this one, and it was like, okay, let's meet the guy. Literally like that. And then I met the guy, and it was amazing. So basically, I didn't expect it to be this good, and especially having in mind that working in a marketing agency, email marketing every agency is very fast paced, and here it is fast paced, and you really need to be fast, and you really need to be reactive. But on the other hand, you don't have that pressure, like that. Overall, the culture is like, if something bad happens, we are gonna work on fixing it, but we are not gonna be toxic around it and passive around it. And it goes both for the employer and for the clients we are working for. Everybody is okay with agreements and discussion and making compromise on things.
It's nice when you don't have this pressure that you need to be always be perfect and you are supporting each other. Like it's not
Yeah.
happening like always. Especially when you're working online, and it's very important that you still feeling like you are part of something, not like working alone. Okay, sounds like a really cool job. So what about your experience with us? Tell me more about like how everything started and until you got your job.
I got an offer from your colleague on LinkedIn, and we agreed on the first interview. We went through the interview pretty easily. It was a basic interview without too many questions on their end. And I didn't get the question like, where do you see yourself in 5 years, which is something I hate. So I didn't get any questions that are like a mainstream thing that we all need to get some magic answer that we're just going to invent. So it was a normal interview with mostly general questions that will work for the employer just to get something about me, but there was nothing technical, as obviously email marketing questions will be related more to my employer. Definitely. So that was the first interview. And then after that, I met the client himself. We agreed pretty easily. I remember we had some issue with the link, but that wasn't a problem. We resolved it very easily. And then after that, basically what was happening is just agreeing on the times for another rounds of interviews with the employer, which was very simple. And it wasn't like you must be available at that time. I was asked when I can be by my computer.
Mhm.
So that was like a really nice things to see. It wasn't like committed only to the client on the other side, but also I was asked if I am able to be around
Mhm.
at specific times.
I see. And how did you feel about getting the job? Like, did you expect that?
Yes, because the employer was very open with me on the call, and he wanted an additional one, and every interview that we had was, you feel the energy,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what happened. You just feel the energy between people, and it was like we have a 30-minute interview, but it lasted for 40 minutes because we couldn't shut up. So I kind of felt like it's gonna happen, definitely. I just needed a confirmation. So I wasn't surprised, but I was very happy because usually you want, when you're looking for job, and I had like periods when I was looking for job for like months and months and months, and it sometimes happened that you go on an interview and you just feel your energy is completely drained, while this time it was like, this
You're
is
full of
amazing.
energy.
Like you just end up the conversation and you're happy with it.
Yeah, it's like your person. What was your experience working with the team? Communication, like answering questions.
Uh,
Did you feel comfortable?
everything, yeah, everything is usually comfortable. I just need to double check with you. Do you mean with my current team or with your team?
With Harry.
With Hire UI, everything was pretty simple and straightforward. People are like just send you the message or an email on what is expected from you. That if you cannot meet some deadline, it's okay if you say just like, we can move it for tomorrow, I'll get it tomorrow. So there was nothing like that I felt like a pressure or anything that could like annoy me or anything. It was just like, meet your deadlines whenever you can. If you cannot, tell us, and we are gonna move it. So that was pretty simple and straightforward. So whenever I had a question, I got the answer immediately, and especially because it was happening around some holidays. So usually people will not work or not be available, but I didn't have to wait for like 5 days to get the answers to my questions. So that was okay.
Would you recommend Harry for other people who is looking for a remote job?
Yes, and especially because I believe that it's extremely hard today to find a job, and I see my friends who are working in the same industry struggling to find good jobs. So on the other hand, you feel safer. So you know that it's a legit client, it's happening. So basically you feel protected in a way, and it's a good thing.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Probably my last question. What would you tell someone like you past self before landing this role?
Before landing this role, I
You
would
know, in the
say
states where you were looking for something extra.
I would say apply to every job, definitely, because before I started doing email marketing, I knew a little bit about everything: social media, email, PPC. I knew everything, but I wasn't an expert in anything. And I was looking for a job. I don't know for how many months. I think I had like around 64 interviews in a couple of months, and I was very desperate. And then I got an offer from a top US based agency where I started working as a junior, and I ended up being email marketing director in that agency. So basically, that all happened to me because I was constantly applying and looking for stuff, and it wasn't something I really wanted. I was like, I might want to deal with social media, but then just take some offers and test it out, see what's gonna happen, and maybe something amazing will happen and it will shift your career in a completely different way. That also happened with Hire UA. I didn't really look for a job. I was like, it would be nice to have, but it's not something I really, really need. And then I met amazing people and I got an extremely good job, which can be something where I can actually advance, I can learn, and I can like work with amazing people. So that's really nice.
Katarina, thank you for being so open. I think it would help for many, many people. Thank you for sharing your story with us as well. I think it's very inspiring to see how you have found, the right remote extra job, and we are exciting for all the opportunities that you will have in your career, and wishing you the best success that you ever think about in your chapter, new chapter with us, new chapter with your boss. And thank you again for coming.
Thank you. And thank you for helping me land this job.
We are happy to help you always. Have a
Bye.
wonderful day.